All right, welcome. So everybody's probably heard about the new Gryphon skills or army skills that IGG released, and I've seen a couple of videos and what not out there. So if you go into your monster hold, you can actually see the Gryphon as a new label saying talented, and once you go in there, you see that there's actually increase in army attack for 50% for 4 seconds and 200% for 10 seconds when taken to level 10. So here I don't have the thing yet, but I think, in my opinion, so I'm no expert on this, and I don't think anybody is just yet. We're all kind of messing with it, but it definitely does give more advantage to the attackers than the defenders at this point. But and like few has have mentioned, it's definitely for to maybe break the solo traps or even other rally traps out there. It will also help for your dark nest and whatever that you're attacking is definitely helping, and it's an attacking familiar. Now I can see that. I mean, because if you got a trap with 13 million troops inside, you're definitely not losing 1.3 million traps for this to activate. And if you are losing 1.3 million traps, or troops, you're probably burning, and you probably didn't build it right. So my thought process behind this particular one, if you stack or you get this going 200% as an attacker, especially those Titan players, along with like a Bon Appetit with 600%, and then they do another stacking familiar and a couple of other familiars, it's going to be like huge. It's going to be devastating for most of the solo traps out there, and I'm actually not feeling comfortable enough to take what's currently out there plus this, even no matter what troop comp I have at this point. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I do have several castles that I always have just to mess with or just to experiment with. So I think I'm going to, on one of the castles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change composition on it. And what I'm going to do, and it's got a decent chance of failing miserably, and it happens all the time. I mean, I mess up on my cast or troop comp all the time. So with this particular castle, what I was going to do was, well, I have another castle as well, but this one is actually a T3 account, 120 million might, and it's an old castle that's been built, and I've done really nothing much with it. It's just been shielded, and you can see it's got T3 and T2s, but how. So my thought process is this, and I would love to hear everybody's comments if possible. So if I want to get the Gryphon to work and a couple of my stacking familiars to work, so let's say here I have 3 slots open, and most of the time if you're not getting your butt whooped, your stacking familiars do nothing for you sitting on your wall. So this is I think when I first tried to counter Cav and just did most infantry front type. But here's my thought process on this. I'm thinking, okay, if they're sending me 375k T4, and how much would I need to counter that? And it really depends on your stats, their stats, your gear, everything. It's so many variables. You can't just have a specific number. But what I want to do is I want to maybe almost make it seem like I want to say like a showdown case where They come in and I go in with my troop count, limited amount though. I don't want tens of millions of troops. What I want to do is I want to restructure my composition with maybe 2.4 million troops. And it may just be, my thought process at this point, maybe I can have all T3, which I know the morale will go down quick and whatnot. So I'm also considering maybe just T2 frontline. And then to shrink my troop number down so I will lose 10% is maybe going with a T3 backline. And I don't know, this may be just totally whacked, but you just never know. I mean, I don't know how it's going to respond to it, but that will bring down my troop count down big time, right? And by doing that, I wonder if I can make it go down, lose the T2, T3 combo front line, or maybe just T2 to lose enough troops and be effective enough and gain those stacking familiars, plus especially that Gryphon trap or Gryphon familiar. So that's my thought process on it. Maybe have low number of troops. And I'm almost thinking about doing it to one of my T4 accounts. Lower the troop count so I will have enough to go in firm. Almost like I'm talking like 1.2 million T4 and that's about it kind of thing. And have those stacking familiars and the Gryphon army attack 200% on my wall and see if that will actually do some damage or counter well against those titans with those familiars. So I don't know. That's just the thought process. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Or I guess we may be able to say bye bye to those 100 million might traps, because I was doing okay, pretty decent with my 100 million might solo trap, but now with this 200%, I'm pretty sure it'll burn at this point. Or third option may be that stay low on might and just travel to brand new kingdoms where they don't have this just yet and just plug away at the brand new kingdoms. That's another possibility. I think maybe another trend that we may be seeing is that getting very low compact might T4 account. So you can open your T4 account about 70 to 85 minimum, 70 million minimum kind of thing. But so you can actually be 100 million might and be a T4 account with decent amount of troop count if you have that intention from the get-go and stay away from getting any crazy mites like this account here. You see the quest turned in is 5 million. I could have definitely shaved off of that. Heroes army. I didn't need all those heroes which I hired. That would have definitely killed some of my might as well. And then you can also shave off unnecessary buildings. You could kill some of the buildings. You can also not build any traps and shave that off as well. So there are a lot of ways to shave off, and the research definitely is where you want to shave off your might. And by doing all of that, you may be able to get to be a 110 million might T4 account with solid amount of T4s and have those stacking familiars plus the Gryphon familiar and be able to possibly fight or defend against Titan. Because I believe with this and a 50% army boost and Bon Appetit, those Titans will probably hit 100 million might castles all day long without any issues. It'd be like us hitting T4 accounts hitting 40 million White Castles right now. So I don't know. So those are my thoughts at this point, but I don't really know what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'd love to hear everybody's comments and try to see if we can counter this particular release. See you guys later.